everybody, John here. So today's lesson is going to be a continuation of yesterday's lesson. So if you haven't checked that one out, I have a link down in the description. And basically what that was all about is to take any scale that you want to work on and learn that on all strings separately. And then you can start combining them. So in this one, I just want to give you 3 ideas that you can use to practice the scales using all 6 strings and covering as big a range as possible. So the first way we're going to do it is to do 4 notes per string. So I'm going to start here on F, which you hopefully can see. And now I'm just going to do this. So on each string, following the C major scale, go up like that. So I go F, G, A, B, and then I'm starting on C here, C, E, D, F, and so on. So that takes me up, all the way up here to the A note, and then I go back from there. Same thing, 4 notes per string. And then you do the same thing from the next note, G. And from A and so on. And when you start getting up to C, for example, you will reach the top of a 24 fret guitar. And what you can do, and I think that you should do, is just keep going. Start from D anyway, and then you go as far as you can with 4 notes per string. And then I had to do only 3 notes on the high E string here. And then you do the same thing from E, so you're basically going to be forced into 3 notes per string at the very last position on the fretboard when you do this. But that's fine, it's just to be used to moving 4 notes on every string. And again, this is not about playing super fast or anything, it's just a way for you to be able to break out of these 3 note per string shapes, or if you do the cage shapes or whatever you do. So basically an easier way for you to see the fretboard as a whole instead of just a ton of small positions. So that's the first way. Second way is inspired by Yngwie, and he tends to play this, those kinds of shapes, and that's 4 notes plus 3 notes. And when you do that, and we apply it in this fashion, I'm going to show you from A here. 7 is quite a good number here because basically you cover an entire 7-note scale, an entire octave on 2 strings. So from A here we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then we restart here, 1 octave higher. Restart here, 1 octave higher, until we come to this point, and then we go down 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, and then you're back where you started again. So basically 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, and then I have 4 on this one just to turn around. And you want to do that from each point of the C major scale as well. So if we start from F, till we reach F, go down. And then from G and so on. And as before, you want to do this as high up as you can on the fretboard. And if you find that you run out of frets, just play the last position again with only 3 notes per string, just to be used to this way of moving around the fretboard. So that's the second way of doing it. And I really like this one because you can see sort of the simplicity and of the fretboard as opposed to all these different fingerings, which can become quite bewildering when you first start learning this stuff. But now you can almost see it more like a piano player would, because you have the same fingering 1 octave higher, just like a piano. Right? Even though we still get 7 different fingerings here because we have 7 different starting points. So that's the second way of doing it. The third way is a bit more of a creative way, and we're going to combine all approaches. And the way that I would suggest you work on this is to pick any note. Let's say we take A again, and then we take A up here, And now your goal is to work your way from this A up to this A in different ways. So maybe I start here. So I basically do the 4 notes per string and then just 3 notes per string here. And then you can work yourself back as well. Right, so I didn't really think about what I did here. I just knew that I want to end up on this note. And I followed, I think I did, so basically 4 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, actually 4 notes, 4 notes, and 4 notes. So as you can see, it's quite a spontaneous thing after a while, but that's the fun part of this. So you should try different ways of doing it. So maybe the next time I do it, I go up 3 notes per string, up to this note, and then up. And I don't think that's ideal, but I did here when you have to move more than, I think 2 notes with the same finger is fine. 3 notes is a stretch. It's not ever going to be as fluid as just doing that. So if I try that one again, so I need to move up a bit earlier. So much better. So, and basically do this from all the notes as well. So if I do this from F, I want to go from this F to this F. So and also you saw me here moving a lot with the index finger, but also in this one I move with my pinky. So you should be used to shifting with at least the index finger and the pinky. Sometimes you might want to use 2 and 3 as well, but that's more seldom. So I think these 2 are more important to be really comfortable with. And again, I really like this way of practicing, this third way, because it becomes quite creative and you can see different solutions and you have to be on your toes when you do this. And also another thing that I really like is that you have to slow it down, because you can't just rip through these when you have to do it a different way each time. But it's a very, very fun way to practice scales, but also a very frustrating way to practice scales if you haven't gone through them on a single string yet, right? Because if you really know these scales on a single string, and then it really doesn't matter where you shift, because you're gonna be familiar as long as you're on one string, which you will be in each of these. You're gonna find that you can go whatever direction you want. So don't neglect the previous lesson. That's what's gonna set the base for all this stuff. But once you've done that for a little while, it's a good challenge to start doing these as well. So give this a try. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, good luck and see you in the next lesson. Back in the day, I used to have real issues with fast alternate picking when it came to 2 notes per string. I was fine with 3 notes per string, but the 2 notes per string thing was a bit harder to crack. So if you struggle with fast alternate picking as well, and you don't know what to practice or for how long, I've created the perfect solution for you in the form of the Pentatonic Picking Power Book. So in this book, you'll find a daily workout that will not only help your pentatonic picking, but will also upgrade your overall alternate picking technique. So it contains basically the same exercises I used myself to develop my picking abilities, as well as numerous students over the years that I've given the same exercise to with great results. So I know these exercises work as long as you put in the work. So it's not a quick solution or quick fix. It will still take a lot of work, but at least you have a very easy to follow routine. So if you're up for a big alternate picking upgrade in 2024, I cannot think of a better start. It's $9 and I think it's very underpriced, but I did it that way just so as many people as possible could be helped by this. So check that out.